So it was about a week or so ago when the information came out that Uber was looking at purchasing Grubhub and being a consolidation force when it comes to food delivery. But right now some senators are actually saying that might not be the case and are trying to put a stop to that from even happening. And that's what we're going to be talking about right now. Hey everyone, Chris here from Real Rideshare Stories. If you're new to the channel and you're looking for different things within the rideshare industry, whether it's updates to what's going on, news, tips and tricks for passengers and drivers, or what actually happens on real rideshare rides, start now by hitting that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Also make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. So the Uber and Grubhub deal may not go off without a hitch. There could be some backlash and there could be some holdups if it even does go through to begin with. Some senators in the US are writing to antitrust enforcers and letting them know that it could cause some serious competitive issues when it comes down to it if Uber actually does buy Grubhub. This article right here is by Reuters and it's titled 4 Democratic US Senators Warn Against Uber Buying Grubhub. And this article link will be in the description below, so if you'd like to read through this article, then you can. But it looks like some senators are going to have a little bit of say when it comes to if Uber and Grubhub can merge or not. There's a few people who don't want that to happen. So 4 Democratic lawmakers led by Senator Amy Klobuchar, wrote to antitrust enforcers on Wednesday to warn that plans by Uber Technologies Inc., owner Uber Eats, to buy rival online food delivery company Grubhub Inc., would raise serious competition issues in many cities. And goes on to say, in their letter, the U.S. lawmakers said the deal would give Uber and Grubhub 48% of the U.S. market, while DoorDash would have 42%. A merged Uber Eats and Grubhub would have 75% of the market in New York, 68% of the market in Boston, 65% in Miami, 60% in Chicago, and 51% in Atlanta. So you could see if these two merge and come together, it could raise prices in several large areas like New York, Chicago, Boston, and a few others. So it says, we have been hearing about the exorbitant fees that these online delivery app companies charge to restaurants, which are then forced to pass these excessive costs on to consumers, the lawmakers wrote. And that is true. I did a video on how much they're charging these companies, these restaurants, and what these companies are charging and making restaurants do. And then there's also that class action lawsuit that a few restaurants got together and are suing both Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Postmates when it comes to it, because some of the things that they're making happen when it comes into the contracts and partnering with these restaurants and these delivery apps, what these contracts are actually saying in order to be a partner. So something like having to keep the dine-in menu and the delivery menu the exact same for these customers is causing the dining menu to rise up because of all of these exorbitant amount of fees. And then so the lawmakers go on and write more. It is particularly troubling that this merger is being contemplated during a pandemic when consumer demand has increased and when restaurants are more desperate for revenue than ever. And that is true. Some of the people that are getting bills have taken 70% almost when it comes to these companies like Grubhub, which I did a video on before about. And yeah, that may be an outlier, but still they are taking a large percentage when restaurants may not even have any extra money. And some of these restaurants may be losing money every time a delivery is made through one of these apps because of these exorbitant fees. So it says, news broke on May 12th that Uber had approached Grubhub with an offer for an all-stock deal. Uber did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the letter. The letter from Klobuchar, again, I don't know, the top Democrat on the Senate Judiciary Committee's antitrust panel, as well as Senators Patrick Leahy, Richard Blumenthal, and Cory Booker, was addressed to Makin Delrahim, head of the Justice Department Antitrust Division, and Joseph Simmons, head of the Federal Trade Commission. The two agencies ensure that mergers comply with antitrust law. And then Uber is also saying the reason why we're trying to merge is because we want to be able to create a profit. And if we're able to buy and purchase Grubhub, then that will lead to creating a better chance of creating a profit when it comes to these delivery apps. So you're seeing from both sides. It's going to be a pretty interesting thing how it plays out. What do you think, though? Do you think that Uber should be able to buy Grubhub, or do you think that it's going to be something where they could start raising prices more and more and more? And we've already seen this happen when it comes down to Uber and its ride-hailing service. Either way, in my opinion, I really think that a lot of restaurants are going to cut ties with these food delivery apps once things get back to the real normal of what we're used to, where people are going out, dining out, enjoying, having a good time, and this whole pandemic is behind us. Once that happens, I really do think that a lot of restaurants are going to cut them out because of these exorbitant fees and some of the contract obligations that they have to follow, and just probably not really happy with the overall service. And while some restaurants are actually losing money, they're probably going to be the first ones who cut it out. And then they'll probably look at either other ways or even trying to use delivery for themselves if they still see a delivery demand, if that comes down to it. What are your thoughts, though, on that? Comment below and let me know. Now that's the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Also, make sure to check the description below for other helpful information and tips. And as always, never drink and drive. Always tip your drivers, your delivery drivers, and your shoppers. And we'll see you next time.